Folks, what is up and welcome to another episode of Ace Attorney with an Actual Lawyer. I'm your host, Zach, joined by our voice actor, Wes.
Hi.
And our actual lawyer, Pridge.
Hello.
Folks, if you like this, you can check it out on twitch.tv/SaveDataTeam. Just kidding, we're always on YouTube now. Why do I keep saying it? It's like I've been saying this every day for the last 2.5 years, and I can't stop myself now. And hey, if you'd like to support us, we'd really appreciate it if you went over to patreon.com/SaveDataTeam. You can get a bunch of bonus benefits for yourself over there. Your name included in the outro, your name included as a D&D character in our D&D campaign saving throw, and the $10 level and above, you get your name included in this Patreon song. Thank 'em, gotta thank 'em all. Gotta thank 'em all, our Patreons. Burger Bun, Mr. Cola Bun, Eddie Cosmo, Dave Hall, Lucha, and Sofino. HSM, Ernless, Crow Knight, Danny, Antilester, Kevin Nation, Shadowed, Navi. Witch Tower, Sky, Lockhart, Self, Aria, Arky, Forensic, Becknick, Cole, JFJ, Mystic, Woody. Leprechaun, Jacob L, Go, Zeppeli, Sheber, Steam, Ryger, Rilla, Jolie, Baron Esper, BBC, What, and Sherlock's, Mr. Mocasil, Arch, Ami, Borshak. Amelia, super cool, Chrissy, Fluff, Dutron, Mari, Diego, Garcia, Charlie, and Uber, Emily. Mega Zero, Big Curbo, Who Needs to Sleep, Alea, Yakta, Estever, Entropy, Daedric and Serafina, Maho Stars, The Driver, 458, Tasty Barbar, Jack Warner, Mickey, QB, Nagashi, Anime Chick, The Jester, Haruka, Naegi, Dessert Boy Man, Elijah Sly, Rick Rats, Katcha, Traveling in a Box, and Snowcat, Conjuring Scribe, Zeal Croissant, Fulfilla, Written Word, Shade the Punisher, Sevilla. Thank 'em, gotta thank 'em all. Gotta thank 'em all, our Patreons. But with that all out of the way, let's get back into the game. Oh yeah, this guy. All we learned last time was that he was the witness, he saw it, and then he made a fuck up where he said he got shot in the head, and then or straight in the head, in the middle of the forehead.
No, he's not saw it. He's Stickler.
Got us. And then instead it was that he was like, oh, well, somebody shouted, so he turned and then got shot in the head there. Which is... Sure. All right.
Sure, we can say that happened.
Oh, also, before we get started, shout out to everybody who came to my first stream last week.
Yeah.
It was super fun, and if anybody wants to come and hang out again, I'm streaming again on Friday at 5 Eastern. And then I think I'm going to also stream maybe Saturday and Sunday as well, but at least for sure, again, Friday I'm playing some more Super Mario RPG. Yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat who was there. It was really, really fun. If you guys want to come, I'd really, really love to have some people there. It was great. And if you want to catch the video that I already did, it's on my YouTube channel. Okay.
As soon as the killer raised his pistol, I took action.
I forgot that was the voice you were doing.
Cease this at once, you two, I cried, with composure.
I cried, just sobbing wildly.
Like a baby.
The victim turned in the direction of my voice, and a shot rang out. Whereupon our cowardly killer, the defendant, appeared to have become frightened. Tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene.
I see. So you attempted to stop the crime.
Indeed, with composure.
Both King Kieran and Chrono Wizard made the joke. Did you put your name in the goblet of fire? Dumbledore said calmly.
Dumbledore said
with composure.
Well, maybe the criminal wouldn't have fired if he hadn't shouted like that.
That doesn't really matter now, unfortunately.
Let us consider this new testimony, shall we? Observe the diagram, if you would. The witness, Mr. Stickler, was it? Stood here. He shouted, "Oh, stop! Please!" or something of this nature. And the victim responded by looking in the witness's direction. If the killer were to have fired at just that moment, as we can see, the bullet would have struck the right temple, as in the report.
Okay.
That does seem to be the case.
Witness the power of a junior in Ivy's University's Department of Science.
Again, you're a year away from graduating. Why are you wearing this?
It's for his junior graduation ceremony.
Oh, yeah, I remember when I did
being
that.
a junior into a senior.
Yeah. It was really annoying to have to go to a graduation ceremony
Graduation
every year.
Yeah. Very well, Mr. Justice. You may cross-examine the witness.
Gaga.
Bang, bang.
Okay. As soon as the killer raised his pistol, I took action. Ceases at once, I cried with composure. Turned in the direction of my voice and the shot rang out. Whereupon our cowardly killer appeared to become frightened. Tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene.
Yeah, but there wasn't a gun found at the scene.
I guess,
Oh.
I don't think we have any evidence that.
Yeah, do we have the gun?
No?
We do. Left of the crime scene.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
2 rounds were fired.
2 rounds were fired!
This is really interesting. And a shot rang out.
Yeah, are they looking for the present on that one?
Maybe.
Let's press and see what they say. If we get
Zach
something.
doesn't want to get angry at the game this early.
Well,
No,
in my head, that's 100%. Like that's a full,
That's a
complete
done
objection. Yeah, but did you hear the gunshot at the same time as the victim turned?
Indeed. I would say about the same time, to be precise.
And the victim didn't ask you for help? I mean, he died pretty instantly thereafter.
It can be said that he didn't have time to
Dude,
ask.
Yes.
he was dead.
He got shot in the head, Apollo. What do you think happened?
Hey man, could you help me? I got shot in the head.
He didn't even have time to take a single step.
I'm totally sure that the killer fired. I'm totally sure that the killer fired because Mr. Stickler startled him.
So what you're saying is that in reality, Mr. Stickler is to blame for the killer's murder.
We got him.
Don't say that too loud, Trucy, please. I mean... Ugh.
Do it.
I'm gonna go for it, but if this isn't a contradiction, I'm gonna be so mad.
I mean, it doesn't say like. I'm gonna say 50-50. If this is right or not.
Come on! This evidence clearly does reveal a contradiction in that statement, Your Honor.
How exactly are the evidence and the statement just now related?
Stickler said there was only 1 bullet, and there were 2 that were fired. They aren't they?
Not at all.
Fuck off.
Mr. Justice, please think the facts over before making accusations.
Facts don't care about my feelings. I don't think that won me any points with the judge. Okay. Let's press these last 2 statements. Can you describe the killer's actions more clearly?
He seemed quite surprised, especially considering that it was he who did the deed. As we can see, human psychology is a tangled web indeed.
It's such a nothing sentence, but I love it.
He simply couldn't believe what he had done. He shot, he panicked. A common tale, but true.
Unfortunately, before I could take further action,
The second shot me.
The second shooter on the grassy knoll got him.
the gun fired itself.
You didn't try to apprehend the criminal? Okay, well, you're
Look
asking
at
a
me.
lot.
Do you think I could literally fight anything?
I have the jawline of handsome Squidward. I couldn't fight anybody.
Holy shit, he does.
It all happened so fast, I'm afraid I hadn't the time.
Doesn't something about that strike you as odd, Apollo?
What?
The killer was in a hurry, right? He fired the pistol and tossed it right away.
According to the testimony, that's what happened. Yes.
In that case, I'd expect to find something that we didn't find.
Find something? Find what?
I liked that contradiction. Kinda sad to see it go.
Not as sad as I feel. What do we do now?
At least the testimony's getting a little clearer.
She's right. Maybe I can find something to use in this new testimony. Alright, let's look at the gun. Because I feel like they want us to do something with it. Oh. Fingerprints were right. That's what she was talking about.
Ah!
Okay, if he just tossed it, then he didn't have time to wipe the fingerprints. Okay. Still didn't shoot 2 bullets, but you know what, video game? I guess that's a contradiction.
Wait, hold on. Our fingerprints were wiped. Okay.
Okay.
What did we find? Oh, what did we test the fingerprinting thing out with? The knife?
The knife. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
And that had.
we found fingerprints on something, didn't we?
Alright, we got him.
Alright, video game.
Wait a second!
Another misleading request. Yet you're so beholden to your own mode of discourse, you can't see how it affects you.
Come again?
Wait a second, you say? A second? Are we intended to wait just that? A single second? 1/60th of a minute?
I hate you now.
Your Honor, permission to kill this man.
That's hardly enough time to draw a breath, let alone make a statement in court. Now, had you asked for a longer period of time, say 3 minutes 35 seconds, Mr. Justice,
Kill this man!
Your Honor?
Am I to understand you're objecting to the length of a second?
No! Yes! I mean, no! Here, just look at this pistol!
Ah! He's got a gun!
Oh my god! It almost does line up! It does line up really well!
It looks like the tip of his finger is a little bullet coming out.
Oh my god, he's going to kill me. It doesn't have a single fingerprint on it!
a common ploy made by all the more common, I fear, by the prevalence of television. Criminals these days are loath to leave fingerprints.
Wait, but you said the killer tossed the gun and ran.
That's right. He didn't have time to wipe the gun for prints.
Okay, I mean, he could just say he had gloves on. Boom. We're fucked again.
But the fingerprints were wiped, now that there weren't any.
You know what, Bridge?
That's
damn right.
That implies that fingerprints were once there and are
right.
no longer.
Oh.
Oh.
The little girl sticking it to the university student. There's a song in there.
Is there?
I'm not little.
Then let's think like adults, shall we, Fräulein? What if the killer, the defendant, was wearing gloves?
Oh, Clavier, you fucked up. We just talked about this. No, Trucy.
Gotta admit, I didn't think of that, Apollo.
Let's be clear. Pridge thought of that.
Mm-hmm.
Trucy, not so lucky. Well, Mr. Justice?
Could the killer have been wearing gloves?
Well, no,
way.
because his fingerprints were on the knife. That's why.
Ah, that's also a good point.
Man, I thought the fingerprints on the knives like Kataki's.
Yeah, but in this case, we're still assuming it is Kataki. He's saying that Kataki shot him, and it can't
in
be
this
Kataki.
case, it would prove that he wasn't wearing gloves because
Gotcha.
his
Okay.
fingerprints
Yeah,
were
right.
on the knife.
The fact that Kataki's fingerprints are on something else.
Mhm.
No, I got you.
Yeah.
The record of the murder weapon is very clear about one thing. The fingerprints were white, which means some trace of prints remained, which contradicts your testimony. If everything happened as you say it did, he wouldn't have had the time to wipe the pistol.
That may be, but it does not change what I saw.
Okay, then you're a liar.
The killer, the defendant, he threw down the murderous weapon from his hand and fled.
Okay, you know what? I think this is about to be the next step we have to do.
And this pistol was found at the scene of the crime, strongly suggesting that this was the weapon he disposed of.
That sounds solid to me. Well, Herr Forehead, any of your precious objections?
What gives, Apollo? Let's see that voice training go to work.
You know, I've only recently realized something. No matter how much you train your voice, it doesn't matter if you have nothing to say. Bridge?
What do you mean, nothing to say? Isn't it obvious from what the witness just said?
Huh? Isn't what obvious?
When he restated what he saw just now, he said he saw Waki drop a murderous weapon. Guns don't kill people, though.
Knives kill people. Wait.
But that's not the same as being 100% sure of what Waki threw away.
You're right.
He's just confused because a pistol was found at the scene. Poor Mr. Stickler. It must be hard to be so perfect, and yet so wrong!
Got him.
Oh!
Well, it can be said that I'm quite offended.
I can't remember if we said this last week, but this is a fucking WarioWare minigame looking ass face.
Yeah,
We did say that,
did
yes.
say that.
God damn.
While it is indeed
God.
true that was seized by the teacher and posted by the appellation poor might be for picks of the day, yet it's...
What we can say for certain is that the witness saw the killer throw something. Does the defense have anything to say about this?
Well, if what he threw wasn't a pistol...
And it
He
had to
threw
be
a tantrum.
and it had to be something else.
At least one person on the defense team seems to be thinking.
Okay, listen, I know she's being way more helpful than I am, but you don't have to rub it in. Wipe that smile off your pretty, so beautiful, charming face, Gavin.
Perhaps you can inform the court as to the nature of this something else? What did the killer throw away before fleeing the scene?
Okay.
His panties!
Yeah.
Ah! He threw away his noodle cart. Is that a sword?
What? What fucking swords are you looking at, Judge? Are you a terrible judge of length, too?
I saw one of those on the late night movie last night. On the late night
The late night movie?
Yeah, the late night movie.
Are you going to a
Judge.
Nickelodeon? Is this the 1920s? What are you talking about, Judge? Nobody says that.
On the late night picture show.
Yeah.
On the Rocky Horror Picture.
Great. A sleep-deprived judge. This knife was found at the scene of the crime with the defendant's prints on it.
His prince?
This single
Where's
piece
his
of evidence.
princess?
This single piece of evidence proves two important things. One, that what the defendant threw down wasn't a pistol, and two, that the defendant wasn't wearing gloves.
Indeed. Oh, Herr Forehead? You're forgetting two other things you've just proven.
Huh?
One, that the man the witness saw was the defendant, Mr. Waki Kitaki. Two, that the defendant was holding a knife with the intent of harming the victim.
Oh!
Indeed.
I mean, but he didn't die from a knife wound, so, like, he's fine. Never underestimate a Gavin is the lesson here.
This court is of the opinion that our witness is fond of making assumptions. In that light, I believe it would behoove us to hear about what really occurred. With less assuming, please.
It is always the same with you people.
The fuck do you mean
What do
by
you
that?
mean, you people?
Mark left the house on foot
You
and
died? I haven't lost touch with you at all. Why don't you give me this one more time, Wes?
as if that were a probable situation at all. Yet here you are, assuming that my assumption is no better.
What this court assumes is that the witness will testify as to what happened after the shot was fired.
All right. From shot to call.
Ooh.
It's like faster, upbeat.
I could not prevent the killer from leaving the scene. Nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. Ergo,
Oh, are you Miles Edgeworth?
Yeah.
I used my cell phone to call the police. Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else.
Apollo, really, this is not the question to be asking, but
Yeah,
sure.
that's a bad question.
Why didn't you chase the killer?
Because that's not my job. He was, as you say, a killer. Of course, I could have run him down, yet what would he have done when cornered? Sadly, it takes more than aptitude for solving quadratic equations to know that. Did the testimony earlier not prove the defendant's presence at the scene? And do we not also now know that there was no one else there? It seems clear that we have our killer. Does it not?
Does it not, Mr. Justice?
Better find a way to take this testimony down and quick.
And how?
Could not prevent the killer from leaving the scene, or could I simply leave the scene in good conscience? So I used my cell phone to call the police. Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else. Oh shit, what was it?
I feel like that's going to be relevant.
Yeah, we gotta
Usually
press
anytime
on
they have
time.
like a time period.
Yeah. This witness is way too self-assured. There's gotta be a weakness somewhere in this testimony. Oh, they really don't give you a clue at all. Alright, let's started pressing these. Wasn't your first thought to call an ambulance? But not for me!
It can be said that I have dabbled in medicine. The injury I witnessed, namely a single shot to the head, tends to result in death.
Yeah, it tends to do that.
Ergo, there was no need for me to call an ambulance.
I don't know about no need.
Yeah, I mean...
Oh, a perfect syllogism. A proof in 3 parts.
Not Tuesday.
Exquisite. Simply exquisite.
He actually looks like he's going to cry. Alright, press. You sure you didn't see anybody else? Can you tell us in detail about these 10 minutes?
I stood in a state of heightened awareness. Anything could happen at any moment. Anyone could appear from any direction.
Is that all?
No one came. Nothing happened at all. I saw it all, which is to say, I saw nothing.
It was late at night. It's not odd to think there would be a few people around in the park.
So he just stood there, watching? Not much to go on.
Watching, waiting, anticipating. Stating so, I will not go.
Turn the lights off.
Carry me home.
Trucy, if you've got something to say, by all means, say it.
Na 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 na.
Okay, we already heard this. What is Trucy trying to tell us? We don't have anything that proves time in the park, yeah?
Can anyone prove time, Zach?
Nah, you know what you're talking about.
That's true. Time's a construct.
Oh, I don't think we actually read this. Okay, never mind.
Oh, that's Walkie's medical report.
Um,
Look at the autopsy report.
10 p.m. or between 10:15 and 10:45. They didn't list like when this started at all, so that doesn't really help.
Nothing.
All right, maybe press the other 2 statements. Just see.
Whose phone is the one that we have again?
We don't know.
Oh, we don't know whose phone that is. Okay.
It's got a watch on the thing.
Oh, can we look at the time on the watch?
Oh, that's a good point.
Look at this cute little watch strap. I want one.
Oh yeah, we did look at this because
Yeah.
Yeah.
why would
He's
you have
like,
a watch
why
on
is
your-
there a strap? Yeah, because you can just look at the time.
There's a little space already. Good point. Okay. Let's press the other 2 and see if we can get something from it. I don't think. I mean, I have no idea. Which way did the killer run?
By that time, it was clear the killer had noticed me. Naturally, he ran in the opposite direction.
That would mean he ran in the opposite direction from the Kataki mansion.
Achtung! Don't even think about pointing out that he was going away from his home. All he had to do was loop back once he was out of sight.
How did he know that's where I was going? Okay, Trucy just cannot say any. Trucy's voice has been stolen by an evil sea witch. We gotta get back.
All of her are gone.
God damn it, we can't do this again.
Oh, we can. We absolutely can.
You were certainly composed for someone who had just witnessed a killing.
If one is to devote one's life to the pursuit of science, one must never flinch at the sight of a little blood, nor be so moved by a chemical discovery that one drops one's flask upon the lab room floor.
Oh, cool answer. Very cool.
nothing strange about how he acted. Trucy, I swear
Yeah?
to God.
What is it?
More
Trucy
dot,
acts like she
dot,
has something
dot.
to say. I can't find a single problem
great.
with that testimony. Oh, okay, that's what we're
We
supposed
just had to
do.
press everything. Had enough at last, their forehead.
Maybe it's time to back off a bit? I
I don't know if we say no, it's just going to put us back in the testimony, or...
Yeah. Let's say yes, and then maybe Trucy will actually speak.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's what they're going for here.
There's nothing fishy about that testimony at all.
It appears there are no objections to the witness's current testimony.
There are any number of ways to explain the lack of prints on the pistol, I assure you.
Then explain it.
Perhaps the killer really was wearing gloves, which wiped the previous user's prints off. Then, after the deed was done, this fell out of his pocket as he was throwing the gun away. A mistake befitting of a small-time punk, in my opinion.
No! No!
It seems we've come to the end of the line here.
Oh, that can't be all.
How unfortunate. It seems that you weren't cut out to stand on the same stage as me. Were you, Herr Forehead?
I believe this brings the cross-examination to a close. This court will now declare a verdict for the defendant, Waki Kitaki.
You did it, guys.
Hey.
Eek!
Oh my god!
Shit! What? What?
What the fuck?
What? What?
Is there anyone even inside that coat?
Jesse!
Nobody move! What's the meaning of this? Who are you?
Do we have a bailiff or any security here whatsoever?
There'll
the
be
fuck?
no verdict in this court. Not yet.
Wait, are you one of the Kitakis?
The Kitakis? You mean the notorious gangsters?
Yeah, you dumbass. Who do you think the fucking people in this trial are?
If you don't want to see me give the pretty little girl a new smile, do as I say.
Oh my god, Joker origin story.
Adjourn the court for 20 minutes.
Trucy, you want to know how I got these scars?
You wanna know how I got these scars? My father was a grape juice drinker.
This court will not bow to pressure from the likes of the Swedish.
Herr Judge, I see little point in further aggravating this gentleman.
Recess 20 minutes, or I promise you'll regret it.
Wait! How'd they disappear so fast?
Come to the defendant lobby, Apollo.
Trucy, where are you?
Trucy's ghost!
Did you die already?
I suppose I have no choice but to adjourn for a 20-minute recess. Bailiff, catch that mysterious man!
That's
All
a
right.
really wild
Great
to be
stream,
continued
everybody.
moment. What the fuck? I do like that. That jingle's pretty fun. Trucy! Trucy!
You move quick, Apollo. Good show, good show.
Trucy? You're okay? I thought...
Oh God, are you crying?
No!
Don't cry, Apollo. Don't be a little bitch.
Those good-for-nothing gangsters! There are some things you just don't do! I'm pressing charges!
Wait, just calm down, Apollo. Or else I'll kill you.
Up.
Yo!
Yeah!
I forgot what about this character, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Ugh! What the heck is that?
This is something that vastly defies the laws of physics because, based on its size, where the fuck did I put this?
The cave is bigger than it looks.
Fuck!
It's magic.
Surprised? This is one of my best tricks. The amazing Mr. Hat.
Mr. Hyatt.
I do hate that it is in fact called Mr. Hat. Just want to get that out there. That's pretty much the worst. But yeah, well, sure. Oh, I didn't know Mr. Hat talked.
Yeah. All right. Well, this has got to be Pridge now.
Oh yeah.
You look marvelous, darling.
Yeah.
He's a big hit on stage at the Wonder Bar. Yes, I am a big hit. Well, what do you think? Do you like it?
You mean you... Trucy! There are just some things you don't do!
I'm pressing charges.
I'm pressing charges!
Apollo, now is not the time to be threatening me. That's Mr. Hat's job. It's you who's being threatened here by Mr. Hat.
Huh?
I want you to know I don't have control over Mr. Hat. He can choose to kill for himself.
He's a sentient being. Oh,
He is alive.
What have we done?
I do not have control over his actions, and he is fucking crazy.
He is an affront to God and man.
Remember what you said to Waki's father yesterday? You promised you'd save his son.
But that testimony was rock solid. What are you suggesting I do?
Look, once this judge declares a verdict, it's all over. If I can use my talent to stop that from happening, I will.
Little girl, we just heard all of that because you're making no attempt to hide it. We're gonna get this case
These
thrown
two
out.
guards behind her definitely saw all of this. Trucy!
No, those are other mannequins that I have. That's Mr. Bailiff and his friend, Mr. Bailiff 2.
Trucy, how many
Electric
puppets
Bailiff
do you have?
Boogaloo.
Trucy, no more stage abductions, please.
You're not fun. You're no fun, Mr. Apollo. I'm not talking about magic, Apollo. I know when the witness isn't confident. I can perceive what he's feeling. It might not mean anything, but it's all we've got.
You can see what he's feeling.
Think back, Apollo. Think back to the times when there was a contradiction in his testimony. All the times.
All the times there was a contradiction. I'm pretty sure it's going to show us what his tell is, and I do not remember what it was. So I would love to get a refresher. The one time I want a flashback.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't remember them exactly.
Good thing I do. There were 2 times when he made a statement he wasn't confident in. And each time there was a contradiction.
In his hand he held, yes, a pistol. It was pointed at the man pulling the stone.
Okay, so he flips pages.
Tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene.
He said the man tossed aside a pistol. But it turned out he wasn't sure. And sure enough, there was a contradiction.
Well, that's true, but how does that help us?
Didn't you notice anything? Whenever he made a statement he wasn't confident in, he displayed a certain habit.
He started doing cocaine.
In his hand he held, yes, a pistol that was pointed at the man pulling the stair.
Did you see it? The very moment he said the word pistol, his fingers got all tense and he fiddled with the corner of a page in his book.
How am I supposed to see that?
By not being really bad at being an attorney?
Okay, Trucy.
Well, I could see it.
Why don't you go saw yourself in half?
How else do you think Daddy went 7 years without losing a game of poker?
What?
I always sat.
Dramatic.
Yeah.
I know, right? I always sat next to Daddy during big matches. I could see what his opponents were feeling.
You mean that's how Mr. Wright won all those games?
So he was cheating.
It's not cheating officially. I wasn't looking at their hands or anything. And I wasn't there all the time either. Daddy's quite good at poker after all, but not good enough to go undefeated. But not good enough to go undefeated that long.
Great, so he cheated. But what does that do for us? I don't believe this.
Well, you better data bio.
You have to listen to his testimony one more time. No, scratch that. You have to watch his testimony. Perceive the truth.
Watch a testimony. Perceive the truth. The only thing that I'm perceiving is that I'm going to lose.
Not true. Daddy said so. He said you have the power, Apollo.
I've got the power.
Brown.
Mr. Wright said that? Watch the testimony. Perceive his true feelings. Is she serious?
Time's up. Sorry I can't think of any other way out of this one, Apollo.
Let a dove free in the courthouse. That'll stop him.
Also, Trucy, next time you need to tell me to watch for that the guy might have a tell, you can just say that to me.
Yeah.
Like, as the person's... I mean, you're not supposed to be next to me anyway, because you're a magician and not a lawyer, but as long as they're allowing that, you're allowed to just talk to me. Just tell me, hey, Apollo. Next time, just say, hey, Apollo, I think he's lying on that statement. You can just say that. You don't need to fake kidnap yourself.
Nah, that's no fun.
I mean, you are correct. That's not nearly as fun. Can't deny that.
What was that she said before the trial started? Huh. Mr. Wright's not here today?
He said his old foot injury was acting up.
That's nothing.
Yes, he smiled when he said we'd be fine. As long as you're there, Trucy.
Is this what he meant by us being fine? Well, I'm Apollo Justice, and I'm fine. Well, methods aside, she did avoid one guilty verdict already today. Time to show this court what I'm made of. Get ready for justice! Let's do it!
Apollo.
It does kind of make me think that Apollo is like Sakura from Naruto, where he just has this like inner monologue that's just yelling like "fuck yeah, sha" the whole time.
Tragic.
You know, I'm starting to think I can do this.
I knew you could do it all along. Oh, and one more thing.
Huh? I love the cash register sound effect too on it.
Try to cover for Mr. Hat the best you can. I just flew in from the coast and boy, my arms are tired.
Do you even have 2 arms? Right.